Usually when a business has some sort of anniversary coming up, they throw a big party.
Well, we found a business that's taking a very unique approach, and this is Chick to Chick. Flora, very oftentimes in business, people get excited to throw a party or they give gifts. They just want to do something to commemorate, the longevity, the anniversary of how long that they have been in business. But you have to wonder sometimes, well, that's well and good and fine, and it's lovely. Is that exactly what really you need to do? I mean, we have excess of things. Parties are fun, but are they necessary? And I think it's really interesting that people are starting to take a very different approach when they're celebrating a milestone within their business.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with having a party, but we just love this podcast because we found a business that is marking a huge milestone, but instead of throwing a party and making it about them, they're giving back to the community. They are performing 20 acts of kindness for 20 years of service. And we just think this is fantastic.
Yes, it is super.
It brings us up to our guest today, Katie Clarke. She is the president of LeTort Trust. Hi, Katie. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me. Thrilled to be here.
Katie, tell us about this. How did this all come about that you decided to do 20 acts of kindness to mark your 20 years in business?
Well, it sort of was an idea that came out of a collaboration here with the team. Don't get me wrong, we're going to celebrate in many different ways. Our mission is to build better lives and brighter futures for the clients, employees, and the communities that we serve. And we thought that doing 20 acts of kindness would be certainly a way to fulfill that part of our mission. We started a foundation in 2011, and we've always made a commitment to give back to the community. But we thought having these special service projects, and more importantly, giving our employees the opportunity to select those projects would be a great way to thank the community that has helped make us so successful.
Yeah, and I mean, that is such a wonderful giving thing to do. So there's two things I wanted to ask you about with all of this. So number one, your employees have a say in things that resonate with them, right? And then are they actually involved? Like, what steps are you taking when you approach whatever that act of kindness is? Talk to us about that.
They're absolutely involved. In fact, we started off at the beginning of the year telling them that we had this idea. We wanted to make sure we found organizations that were important to each of them. And we've sort of let, as the ideas have come forward, we've let the employee whose idea it was sort of be a spearhead in regards to the project. For example, we did a cleanup of the YWCA Camp Riley, which is up in Dauphin County earlier this spring. Alicia Proper, one of our associates, is on the junior board there and knew that was a need. She communicated with the YWCA and coordinated the project from start to finish. We actually had 100% team participation that day to do outdoor work, indoor work, and in addition to doing something good, it provided some team collaboration as well. So it was a win all the way around.
Didn't you also do something with the Girl Scouts and buying cookies and giving to the elderly? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we had another associate, Dan Eichelberger, who thought that because of our nursing home residents being so adversely affected over the past year from the pandemic and being so sheltered, that he would like one of our projects to sort of provide something nice for them. As we were thinking about what we could do, we found that the Girl Scouts was having a plethora of cookies. And we thought, why don't we buy some of their extra cookies and then use them? So we did deliveries to Country Meadows Assisted Living and Hospice of Central Pennsylvania. So that was sort of a two birds with one stone act of kindness, and that we were able to support the Girl Scouts, of course, and put a smile on the face of some people that had been cooped up and sheltered for some time.
That's a total win-win.
I mean, who doesn't love a Girl Scout cookie?
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Katie, I know that you don't even want to do this podcast, not because you don't find value in telling us what's going on, but because you don't want the onus on yourself. But I have to say, it's people like you who come up with this idea, who generate something that is giving back, that really spawns maybe more businesses who want to fall in suit. Maybe it's only their 5th year anniversary in business, or maybe it's something that they want to just continue to do every year instead of a big party. But, my point is, how do you encourage other businesses to maybe think this way and have more of a service mind and, instead of, something else that they would do?
Well, I think that's an excellent point. One of the things that we've tried to do with this also is to collaborate with some of the businesses that we have corporate friendships with. And they've been all really, really on board. A couple of the things we have upcoming is that we're going to be participating in a blood drive with our friends at E.K. McConkey and Company down in the York region, which is also a territory in which we do business and is important to us. So we're going to be doing a joint blood drive with them. We're also going to be working with Link Bank Associates to take over the volunteer role for a couple of the junior achievement programs that are to be held, I think, in Central Dolphin School District in a couple months. So we're trying to collaborate. Everyone's been really excited. They've loved the idea. So hopefully maybe it'll kick off some other people. I mean, certainly there is enough need out there, and there's projects to be had everywhere. And number one, it provides great incentive to your team. Our team members love it. We've had great participation. They like us to be doing projects for organizations that are important to them, but it also provides team collaboration. And so from a corporate perspective, it's a wonderful opportunity to get your people working together and thinking about the greater good of communities that hopefully make your businesses successful like they do for us.
Well, and I do think that the conversation has changed so much for businesses. It's not just about making money and profit anymore. It's what you can do to help others. It's that sense of pride in giving back to your community. And I do think that it makes employees feel good to know, hey, I'm making a difference here. And that is fantastic that you involved your employees and went to them and said, hey, what do you want to do? And I know you started some of these projects, and your anniversary is actually in January of 2022. I can't even believe I just said that.
Sounds so sci-fi.
2022. That's when your actual anniversary. You're going to continue this into the new year as well?
In an effort to make sure that our projects are impactful, we've always done service projects, and some of them are smaller than others. But when we're really trying to hit 20 projects that we think are, and to some extent, we're going to be making some additional monetary contributions too. I mean, we've made a financial pledge as well. But I think that we'll probably end up seeing this list of 20 in order to get 20 good ones. We have a limited staff, so in order to not over tap and I guess over promise, we likely will see a few of those filter into the next year. And frankly, I suspect that this type of service and involving our employees in picking projects going forward is going to continue long past our 20th anniversary. It's been a lot of fun, and the momentum is building, so I don't see it stopping anytime soon.
It sounds like it's really been near and dear to your heart to do this. I can hear it in your voice. And I think now more than ever is a time when every day you're just hearing negativity all over the world and even in your backyard.
I'm going to put up a big X to negative. No to negative. Don't want to hear it.
If you can think outside of yourself, outside of the mundane, going to work and all of that stuff, and have a service heart, I think that really just makes people feel a lot better about life.
Yeah. And what's the first thing when you told me about this? What did I say to you? This is great. Didn't I say that? That we need.
You said this is a story.
Yes, this is a podcast.
When you told me what you were doing, I said, this is a story.
Yeah.
This is positive. We need to share good news. And when I came to you, what did you say?
Oh, I said, this is so fantastic. I was all excited. I was like, maybe this will make other businesses want to do the same thing. And maybe not just in Pennsylvania, and whoever's listening to us outside of the state. So I got all excited about it too, because, for someone who actually has an organization that needs help from businesses, this makes what we do that much more important, that we have that much help with our community.
Thank you, Katie. That's great.
Well, thanks for having me.
All right. Thank you so much. Congratulations.
On 20 years.
Happy anniversary. Yeah. And thanks for doing this, because I know you didn't want to do this because you didn't want it to be about you. But I promise you, it's not. Yeah. It is a far-reaching message, and we certainly hope that it inspires other businesses to do the same. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Isn't that fantastic?
I know. I really do love it. Listen, I get giddy anytime you can take a profitable business and organizations helping people and they come together for the greater good. I always think that is just such a heartwarming thing to do.
And in this day and age, it's really
needed.
all about giving back because when you give, it makes you feel good. And this is just a great example of that. And we love the fact that you tuned in today, and we certainly hope you will be back next week when we are back to chirp about another topic.